What's up, guys? So you will notice I have been giving my final conclusions on a lot of stuff here recently that I've been speaking about over the years. I've gave my final conclusion on religion, on substances. I will go back and give my final conclusion on spirituality and some of this other stuff. This video, I'm going to be giving my final conclusion on ego. Now, I've kept it pretty consistent about the ego. However, there was a point in time and period in time to where I did say some things about the ego. Now, so I will briefly explain that and correlate this into some spiritual teachers that people look up to, or supposedly look up to. My message that I've kind of kept consistent is you want to make friends with the ego. You want to love the ego. Unite the ego with your higher self. However, there was a point in period in time to where I said, even though there's truth in this, by the way, to where I said that the ego was a character that you created. You can correlate this with Fight Club. If you've not seen Fight Club, it is what you build upon and believe that you need to be in order to survive and get by in this world. There's a twist to that, though. That character, you're in the character. Now, there was a point where I said, kill the character off, let it burn. That was a giant mistake on my part, because again, you're in there. We do not, and I repeat, we do not want to get rid of the ego. The ego is what makes you you. It's here for a reason and a purpose. It serves a great purpose. In fact, the ego is one of the most underappreciated and under-recognized parts of your, or part of you, or you. See, people want to crap on the ego. I'm not going to mention names, or maybe I should. No, I'm not going to, because it's not my place to sit here. I'm not talking negatively about any spiritual teachers or any gurus or any of this nonsense. It's not my place to do that. It's my place to come here and give you what I see and the conclusion I've came to. So, I will tell you though, the ego has been built upon programming. The ego has been built upon experiences. The ego has been built upon stories. The ego has been built upon, and a lot of these stories and all this is nonsense. It's a perception of reality. And depending on your state of mind at the time, your perception of reality can change drastically. The mistake is viewing yourself through that lens of an ego, because the ego can be overinflated or giantly deflated. So what I want to say here is you have to heal, Heal, heal your ego, heal yourself, integrate your ego and your shadow and your higher self, and unite. Because a lot of people look at their ego as their shadow. Now, everyone has a shadow. Integrate that shadow into your ego. Then integrate your higher self into your ego. Then you have unity. But you have to heal it in order for this to transpire and happen. Now, a lot of issues with the ego is pride, arrogance, the need to be right, to control things, to hold on to the past. And if you can drop those bags and you can stay rooted in this present moment with faith and trust, but again, there has to be a lot of healing taking place. There has to be a lot of shadow work involved. There has to be an integration. There has to be an acceptance. There has to be some forgiveness. There has to be some mercy. There has to be some grace. Once this has happened, you will return to you. Because you still want your individualism, which is your ego. That's the greatest part about it. How messed up and boring would this place be if everyone was the same? How messed up and boring would this place be if everyone had the same personality, everyone had the same traits? Now, essentially, if you can understand your human mind, you can understand minds in general. That's the greatest trick of psychology ever. That is very true. If you do not believe me, verify it. But you have to go very deep inside your own mind, lose your mind, essentially. Integrate your shadow and your ego and your higher self. So, what we are doing in a nutshell is that right there, my friends. However, it is very important to keep that part of you, to keep the ego, to keep that spark of curiosity, to keep that spark of individualism, to keep that spark of a little bit of a rebel in you, to keep that spark of that in there. You are you for a reason. You have these traits for a reason. This was not a mistake. None of this was a mistake. As much as you can look back and think that this was mistakes were made. On this level, yes, mistakes were made. On this level, there was no mistakes. This was all part of the plan. And my life turned into a circus. But it all served a purpose. To get me here. To where I can see with clarity. To where I can have the utmost confidence in what I want in life. Into what my purpose is. Into what my mission is. Into what my goal is. Into what I want. What I want. And I'm not going to stop until I get it. I will not stop until I get it. I've achieved quite a bit of this. But I want peace and love within myself. I want acceptance within myself, which is getting there. It's very close. I want a core group of friends around me that I can trust with my life, in which I'm seeing that now. I want a team backing me that I can sleep well at night knowing is taking care of the job that needs to be done, which I have now. I can see that. I want my family back, which there is immense progress being made on that end. I want my life back. So, you do not want to kill your ego. You don't. You don't want to be egoless. Your ego is not the cause of all your suffering. It is not. So, I'm not calling people out. That's not my place. But if you're into this whole mindset of, oh, I have to kill my ego and I have to have the ultimate ego death, then you're caught in a trap. You can have your ego and be spiritual. You can have it, because what would you be without an ego? You would be nothing. And then if you're a bit, see, we can go into all these mind games. You can still have an ego and be Christ-like. You can still have an ego and be a Buddha. You can still have an ego and enjoy every second of your life. It's just you have to have your ego united with yourself and your higher self. And you have to have your shadow integrated into that. And the way to do this is to accept yourself. Love yourself and forgive yourself. Because, listen, when I say the ego is one of the most underappreciated aspects of you, that is very true. If it was not for the ego deciding it wanted to be better and do better, we wouldn't have got this far. So Blake Ratliff, I owe you a freaking giant congratulations and a thank you from the bottom of my heart, brother. Thank you, Blake. Because if it was not for you deciding that you wanted better, we wouldn't be here. Thank you, God, because if it wasn't for you opening my eyes and giving me clarity, I would not have kept persevering to get to this point. Thank you, Banana, because if it wasn't for the love that you've shown me and the forgiveness you've continuously shown me and the grace that you've granted me in this, even still to this day, you play a huge part in my life. And yes, I've changed and decided to do all this for myself and for my children, but I have done it for you. Because it doesn't matter to me what you say. I know what happens in the end. And me and you unite. I know you're only trying to help me, and you've only been trying to help me. I know the author of this. I know who wrote this song. I know who's played parts in this. And I know the way the movie ends. Or shall I say, I know the way this new world begins. And I cannot wait to see you again. I cannot wait to hug you. I cannot wait to show you how much I love you. I cannot wait to show you how much I appreciate you. And I cannot wait to express my gratitude to you for never giving up on me when I wanted to give up on myself. And that goes to even my ego here. It pushed me through when I wanted to give up on myself. I owe that to God, my higher self, for not giving up on me and not seeing when I wasn't seeing what it was in my full potential. Amanda, I love you with all my heart. And I will not quit. I will not stop until we are back together, united as one. Because you are my other half. I never believed in this soulmate twin flame nonsense. Never did I believe in it. But there's something up with this one soul thing. One soul, one mind being in two bodies. And Amanda, you are the other side of me. You are the other part of me. And I'm just telling you this. I love you. And I want to thank you. I know you still watch these videos. I know you still check up on me, and I know you're still loving me from a distance. I get your signs every day. And this is all over the place. I apologize, guys, but my ultimate conclusion on the ego is you need to love it, accept it, embrace it, and give it some thanks. Because we would not have made it this far without the ego. And the issue is, a lot of people want to crap on the ego. So, ultimate conclusion. Heal yourself. Integrate your shadow. Show yourself some love. Connect with God. Follow Christ. Stay in the moment. Trust in the future. Return to a state of childlike wonder to where anything is possible. And become your true self. Who you really are. I love you guys and thank you for watching. Please stay tuned. I have a lot more videos to come. Genuinely thank everyone that watches these videos. Thank you to anyone that's reached out to me and that I've spoken with and I've been able to help, and you've helped me in a lot of ways as well. But it means more to me than you know. The fact that we can connect, the fact that I can help, and the fact that I resonate with you. And I did all this just by telling the truth and being myself and laying it all out there. So, thank you guys again.